Hello Leo, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So this is an individual that you may have had a connection with. Could be a person from your past, a relationship. Could be present. It could also be somebody who you just have a situationship with. It's just a situationship. It could also be somebody who you have simply exchanged glances with and you know there's something special there, but no one's speaking up. It's very intense. Energetically, the connection could possibly be very intense. For those of you who are new, my method of reading is just slightly different. I do channel through my higher intuitive self, and I don't actually channel through any spirit guides when I do the majority of my reading. At the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel to provide you with some clarity and some guidance in your situation, some advice that may be needed. Oh, Leo, what's going on? Betrayal, depression, boundaries. Not happy. Feeling sorry for somebody, and somebody here is victimized the other person. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards that are dark. Dark in the sense, this is what your person of interest is feeling. However, some of you might be feeling like this too. Because these cards are very intense, the feelings are, they're very intense. So some people, they mirror each other. They pick up on each other's energy, especially if it's a romantic connection, which is usually associated with a spiritual connection. All right, so we have here nourishment, hearth and home, boundaries, surrender, sensuality, betrayal, illness, wellness, compassion. Then we have victim under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. So some of you might be feeling this as well, Leo. This is not just a cross watcher, and I say that because of the intensity of these cards. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Leo, the connection that I have with you, I have realized now over time, it has taken me some time to see this, to understand this, to recognize this, that you are someone who is considered, and who I consider, to be the complete package. Emotionally, spiritually, physically, you have a way of fulfilling me. And I do feel very nourished. There are many things that have happened, that we have gone through. And somehow, deep down in my heart, things always feel better. They always feel complete. By not having you in my life, I feel almost incomplete. I've realized that there is this homely feeling that I get from you. You have always been that type of person who is welcoming, who gives unconditional love. Whenever I've been lost, you've been able to lead me home and guide me. And whenever I was cold, alone, against the world, you were like a warm blanket, held me close, kept me safe and warm. In this cold world, I have not met a lot of people that I feel that are like family. You are one of those people. I feel like I can talk to you and confide in you. But because of what has happened. I have put up boundaries. These boundaries exist because I myself had to put them up. To a certain point, things were okay between us. However, I started to realize that, yes, I was using you. And then, oops, I started to catch feelings for you. That wasn't supposed to happen. I have surrendered myself to you. I feel that this connection, I belong to you and you belong to me. And the sense of belonging is so strong. It's so true. And it is so powerful that all I could possibly do was keep my distance because I didn't know how to deal with it. I didn't know how to handle it. You are very sensual. I am extremely attracted to you. Everything about you is very alluring, very tempting, tantalizing even. Your curves, the way you walk. I love your hair. And I love the way certain things wrap around your body. Your clothes even. But all of this was lustful. It was very sensual in nature. Did I betray you? There has been betrayal. Yes, in this connection. You thought I was somebody that you knew. Somebody who you had already figured out. But now it seems to you as though I was a stranger all along. You don't know who you were dealing with. It seems as though I was a stranger this entire time. And because you could not predict me and you thought you could, I did not say the things that you wanted me to say. I was not the person you wanted me to be. I broke your heart. I betrayed you. And I understand now that there's a lack of faith in this connection. There's a lack of trust in this connection. And for this reason now, I also feel sometimes even sick to my stomach for what I've done. I feel upset. There are burdens, responsibilities, constraints that are weighing me down below the surface of this water. And I'm drowning in a sea of sadness. I'm unable to go up above this water and see the shining sun. That sun is you. My past haunts me. I have emotional trauma of my own. And I know I've treated you in a way that you did not deserve to be treated. But to some degree, that part of me just didn't know any better. Now I realize that, yes, I have hurt you. And I do have compassion for you. I have sympathy and empathy. And I understand that before I came into your life, things were different. For a while, things were really good. But now, it's as if I made things worse. Now that there is distance and boundaries, I do feel that it's because of me you are in this situation. You were naive. To some degree, you were innocent. I betrayed you. Overall, I took advantage of you. And I don't feel good about it anymore. I realized what I've done. I feel guilty. I victimized you. I overindulged in sensual pleasures. There was emotional, psychological, and sexual manipulation. I took you for granted. I was a different person back then. Right now, because of what I've done to you, I am slowly starting to change. But this change only comes through because now there is distance and boundaries, and I'm able to see things differently now. All right. Leo, that was quite emotional. That was very sad. I didn't like that. If some of you are going through this, nothing lasts forever. Just remember that, right? Not even sadness. Life is like waves, ebbs and flows. It comes and goes. Don't worry about that. Whatever happened here happened for not a reason. Could happen for a reason. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But your person of interest here does realize that they have made you a victim. 70% of you, I'm getting a number now, intuitively. So 70% of you will probably just resonate with that. The rest of you, it may be you, Leo, that you feel like you might have victimized this person. But somebody here, the key word here is victim. Somebody in this connection feels like a victim. And if you know it's not you, then you know it's the other person. And vice versa. And whoever victimized the other person, there was also betrayal involved too. There was somebody here that used someone, and it's not good karma. That's very bad karma. Someone took you for granted. They took advantage of you. They overindulged, and it's only now that they realize, oh, you know what? This person is marriage material. Oops. I can't fall in love with that person. No, no, no. Let's put up our boundaries. That's what happened here. Sometimes what happens with the masculine energy, they see that the feminine energy is so good. They consider themselves worthless and unworthy because of the love, because they're looking for something else. They're looking for a player mentality. And if you are not a player, and if you're not on that same level, they will not be with you. They will leave you. In the twisted kind of way, in their own way, they're trying to protect you. How are they protecting you? By staying away from you, by not corrupting you, by not being with you. I've seen this only through my readings. I never knew how masculine energy thinks. And this is what I've seen. So if some of you do feel, why did this person put boundaries up? It's because they were victimizing you. And now they realize that they have. That's why they have to put it up, because they know it's wrong. And they're feeling it. Just remember, many of you know, masculine energy can be in a man or a woman. Feminine can be in a man or a woman. It's just whatever side they pick and choose, which is more dominant. Okay? Let's have a look at the Lover's Path Tarot. This is to see any type of reason why the situation may have occurred in the first place. So something that may have occurred that caused this issue to go downhill. Innocence. So you remember how I just called you innocent? Naive, even. Some of you might be. Holy crappers, guys. This is very intense, guys. Did not expect that. Innocence, temptation. I'm seeing a python, and I'm seeing a bunny, a rabbit. I mean, it's a pretty big snake. I don't know if it's a python, but it's pretty big. It's big enough to eat the bunny. Yeah, so this is, you're the bunny, Leo. You are the bunny. Let's pretend we're not lions right now, okay? but you were the bunny at that point, and this person was a snake, and they devoured you. They gobbled you up. That is where you were the innocent one, and this was all full of temptation and desire, lust and obsession. Oh, it's not good, guys. I'm sorry about that. I've been in those situations where you're just completely naive and you believe what the other person says, because you know what? We trust people, right? And they say something and then they behave in other ways. The thing is, I actually feel this. All right, let's have a look at innocence. So in this deck, I do read the reverse, so I'll be reading the reverse of the meanings here. So this talks about how this person had started to ignore their better instincts. There was a lot of cynicism and pessimism. There was distrust of themselves. There was also distrust of others. So it's interesting here because this trust issue, it happened because they could not trust themselves. And because they did not trust themselves, they did not know themselves, they really weren't established. They were not grounded. And for that reason, they could not find you. They could not realize the goodness inside of you because they themselves could not see goodness inside anything, not even inside themselves. So this is something that happens when people have internal issues, when they have their own issues to deal with, and they start going around trying to date people or trying to hook up with people. And yet, it's like hurt people, right? People who are hurt will hurt people. They sometimes don't do it on purpose, but it just happens. It's subconscious. So this is something that happened here. Unfortunately, this person was not really good in terms of their own, like they had their own insecurities, and they ended up using those type of emotions and feelings and pushing that energy onto you. This usually talks about optimism, but it would be the lack, right? So it's pessimism, a lack of trust, and a lack of innocence. Wanting to start a journey, but then not going on with it. Not trying to protect themselves from difficult situations, but also not being able to face their fears. So it's like they're going in blindly, and they don't know what to expect, but they're just doing it for the sake of doing it. So this is something that happened in the connection too. When they got into this connection, they really didn't know what they're getting into. And like it says here, they were not listening to they were ignoring their better instincts. So that's a problem. Then we have temptation. And temptation is quite the card. This is the Devil card. Inner turmoil and obsession. Tempted by forces that one cannot control. Obsession, that's in the form of envy, having sensual desires. The need to be controlling and dominating. What this person wants now, Leo, is freedom from this temptation of sensual desires and tempted by forces that they can't control anymore. They don't want this anymore in their life. It's too much for them. They want to experience the envy of others. They just want to be normal. Like everybody around you, the people that meet you, the people that go for coffee with you, things like that. They want to be like that person. They want to be like a normal person with you. And when I say the word normal, I mean they don't want to be sexually obsessed over you. This is a problem. They just want to, like I said, have a decent, normal relationship with you where they feel that it's a give and take relationship. It's a friendly relationship. It could turn to something more. So this person truly was obsessed with you on a lustful level. It was very intense. And like I said, I saw the bunny, I saw the snake. Okay. Now, we also have here, they wanted to transform this weakness into a strength. So they do realize that their mind, they can't think straight when they think about you. And so it's starting to bother them, and that's why they want a change. Usually when something starts to bother an individual, that's when they think, okay, you know what? I can't deal with this anymore. I have to change. So this person realizes now that this is a little too much lust, a little too much victimization. Can't do this. That's why they're starting to take a step back. But if you ask, why did they do this to me? The answer is because they themselves didn't even know. They don't have a good relationship with themselves. Me, myself, and I, and that person's mind, body, spirit, and soul, it's all scattered. They need to recollect themselves. They need to know who they are. They need to focus on themselves. So ideally, in a situation like this, hermit mode is best, hopefully. Let's see what happens next in the other cards. But if they are able to concentrate on themselves, contemplate, things do change. There's positive outcomes then. Okay. So this is the Beginner's Tarot deck. Just gonna shuffle a little bit. This is for any plans, any intentions, any actions that this person has. Okay, the Hierophant. There is a lot of thinking going on. So it's not exactly the Hermit, but there's a lot of thinking and contemplation. Two of Wands. So they have decided, they've made a decision, and the decision is mostly to be to want you. They want you. The Fool card again. So the Innocence card was the Fool card, the one you had before, and again here you have the Fool card. Then we have the Seven of Cups, ooh, followed by the Emperor under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. So some of you might feel that this person is very controlling and dominating. I'm getting the two words, controlling and dominating. And it's that's just their personality for some of you. So we have here the Hierophant. This person does want to do things the traditional way. They want people to respect them. They want people to respect you. And so they do want a commitment, but they really have to think it over. They want to make sure they've dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. Two of Wands, they do want to date you. They want to be with you. They want to go out with you. They've made a decision finally. And then we have the Fool card. The Fool card is nice to have because it's a leap of faith. The problem with it, as soon as the connection may begin, it may finish just as fast. And the reason being is that this is a fool. This is somebody that takes action first and thinks later. You need somebody who is slow and steady. So let's say this person does reach out to you, and they will. Even after they do, unfortunately, they will still daydream, and they will still take a step back. So what I see here is that they're going to think, they're going to decide, they're going to reach out, and then they're going to pull back. That's what's going to happen here. So when they pull back, it's going to be like, oh, okay, so I reached out to my Leo. However, I do have all of these other options, and I do have these things to do, these responsibilities. I have my energy scattered. I need to figure this out. I need to do this. There's so many other things on this person's mind. However, they are daydreaming about you. They do think, and they do feel that you are that one person, the center. That's the person they want to focus on. But they're not putting in that effort, I see. They're not, at least not at that point in time. With the Emperor card, they want things their way or it's the highway. They may love you the way that they know how to love. Their way of loving is different. But they may not love you the way that you want to be loved. So there's a difference there, right? This person wants to give you security. They want to commit to you. Yes, definitely commitment. They want to provide. They want to be the leader. They want to take care of you. Some of you may be like, I don't need somebody to take care of me. And that's fine. It's always nice to be pampered, though. But this person does want to take care of you. It's just that there's a streak here where the person's a little bit on the dominating side. For some of you, you might literally say this person's a complete narcissist. And this is a general love reading, right? So it's not going to resonate with everybody. But do I see any action here? The action I do see is the Fool card. So do expect this person to reach out. My recommendation would be, if they're rushing into it, you don't rush into it. You take your time. If they message you, message them a few days later. I know you're going to be excited, but message them a few days later. If they want to meet up and they want to go all the way physically, you just take it a quarter of the way, okay? Because this person needs to know you're not the same person anymore. Because of their behavior, they changed you. You're a different person. You have a different level of self-respect now. You have some boundaries up. They have to work in order to get you. They need to work for you. And it's not going to happen if you just easily give yourself away to this person. Sometimes it's very tempting. But if you're looking for something that's temporary as a situationship or a relationship, then sure, go ahead. It'll be quick. But if you're looking for something long-term, you're going to have to put this person through the test. Unfortunately, that's the way it is. Some of you might be okay with that. Others of you might be like, I don't have time for that. And that's up to you guys, what you want to do. But I do see this person coming back into your life. It's going to be a bit swift. So I would recommend that you don't go according to this person's speed, because they are taking action first and thinking later. Do they have the intention of wanting to be with you? They do, but I still see a lot of this dominating kind of feeling, like at fate, like it's like you're like a trophy, kind of. They'll keep you and they'll give you what you need, but you have to live your life according to them. And that's when you will lose your identity. You don't want to lose that. There has to be a good balance, right? So try to keep a better balance in this connection. When this person reaches out, don't rush into anything. Take things very, very slow. Okay, just going to do a quick prayer. All right, let's see what Archangels Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel have to say about this. Peaceful resolution. Very nice. Followed by within the next few months. Let go. Like I was mentioning, keep your distance. But keeping distance, it does bring value to you, because then they'll miss you. Once they miss you, they'll see that you're worth something. When you're worth something, then they're afraid of losing you. There's a lot of sound coming from here. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. What's going on here? There is, okay, no, that's not it. Okay. Take action. Then you have yes. Yes, you'll attain a better balance here. Listen to your intuition. All right. All right, so we have here peaceful resolution, followed by within the next few months, let go, meditation brings answers, take action, yes, ask your angels. Then we have listen to your intuition. All right, Leo. So first things first, the first card is the strongest energy, peaceful resolution within the next few months. How is this peaceful resolution going to happen? Because you're going to start to keep your distance by letting go. Remember the let go card right there. So once you let go of this person, you don't have to stop loving them. You love them in your heart. And you just stop texting them. You stop sending gifts. You stop wishing them happy birthday. You don't communicate with them. Absolutely no contact whatsoever. You have to pretend like they don't mean anything to you anymore. But when you do that, then they're going to start to miss you. And this will take a few months. Could even take more. Unfortunately for me, in my case with my twin flame, 4.5 to 5 years of silence. And then finally a little bit of communication. So it can take years. We have here let go. So it's important to let go of that energy if there's any type of belief-related issue or tradition-related issue that's causing a problem, because we did have the Hierophant card. It's better to curb that and try to see if you can let go of that as well, if that is something that's causing a problem. But usually it's, you have to meet halfway. You adjust a little bit, they do, and then you meet in the middle. This is how you're going to have that peaceful resolution. But the peaceful resolution will come only after they realize that they've lost you. And how can you make them realize that they've lost you? By not being there, by becoming invisible for them. That's how they can feel the loss. That's the only way they'll be able to feel the loss. Because if you're with them all the time, they're not going to feel any absence. They just know that you're there. They can always depend on you. You need to show them that you're not there, so that they can actually crave you. Just like you crave something. You go to a certain pastry shop and you want that chocolate cake, and damn, it's not there today. The chef didn't come in, so they didn't make the cake. And so you miss it, don't you? The one day when it comes back, oh my God, you just devour it. Instead of one piece, you buy two. That's just like the feelings that we have towards people. We want more, but sometimes we don't appreciate what we have when it's just there. Meditation. So some of you may have really been distracted by a lot of things. I'm seeing texting. I'm seeing someone text message right now. A lot, like their fingers are moving fast. The thumbs are moving very fast. And they're texting in the dark. I see that right now. The phone is black. This is the case of it. It's a sleek phone. Looks like an iPhone, I think. And it's a blue kind of screen. Or at least it looks blue in the dark to me right now. The point is somebody's texting here. And they're texting frantically. So this is devices. I'm getting the word devices. Okay. So let's reboot ourselves and start with nature. Okay. In certain parts of the world, there's spring and summer that's coming up. Whatever type of weather you have wherever you are. Try to go and connect with nature. Sit down. And I'll make a video on this on YouTube, on my other channel, Asnointia Audio, but you can talk. You can touch a plant, talk to it. It hears you. You can just hold a rock and talk to it. It hears you. It has a life force energy. It's connected to God. So you can do that. Why do I say this? Because you're literally transferring your energy from yourself into somebody else or something else. And you're talking. It's important to connect because right now I'm seeing the word devices. So it does seem like many of you are just so overwhelmed with so many things. There's work, there's family, there's other issues, problems, and you're not really able to focus. So it's very important to focus, and that's what I'm seeing here. Meditation or prayer will help you get answers. Now we also have here, take action afterwards, after these many, many months, right? When this person reaches out to you, then you'll be able to take action. It's a positive yes, so it does mean that there's going to be a peaceful resolution and there will be a better balance in this connection going forward, but only if you start to keep your distance. Here it also says ask your angels. So it's interesting, it says ask your angels, but also meditation brings answers. So you have ask and then you have answers. Asking your angels, so my method of approach, and they work for Ishu, who is Jesus. They also work for the Source. The Source has many other names in many other religions. So the way I do it, I pray to the Christ consciousness. From Christ I get to his Father, who some people call Yahweh, Jehovah, the Source, the Supreme Being. From there, these beings actually work for him. So you basically tell him, look, this is my problem, this is what I need. Can you please give permission to Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel? Because I deal with those three the most. Can you please send them down because I really need this help in this particular situation? Now, after that, you do have to request from the angels, just in your heart. You just say it. I give you permission to intervene and to, I give you the free will. That they don't have free will. You have free will. So you have to actually give them permission. And you give them permission, tell them what your problem is, and eventually Under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme, listen to your intuition. They're going to be sending you messages. You might hear a voice. It might not even sound like yours. You might hear somebody else talking. You might hear a message on the radio. There's different ways that they tend to communicate. And so eventually you'll be able to listen to your intuition and make that better judgment that you need in your life. Because something here, there's some type of decision that needs to be made. This is why you're asking this question. Some of you are quite confused about the situation, whether you should stay or whether you should go. 5 months is what my angel guide has told me. If there's no contact for 5 months, even after you have reached out, the person has not contacted you for 5 months, then it's time to move on. I didn't ask her why 5, why not 3 or 4, why not 7, but she specifically said 5. So let's just keep it at 5. That's that threshold. Okay, if they reach out, it's fine. If not, you know what? I'm not going to be waiting around forever. And that's it. Thank you, Leo, for tuning in. I know this was slightly longer than some of my other videos. I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity and some guidance in your situation. Do let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. And also, I just wanted to mention, I am still doing private readings right now. These are the written report readings. Some of you, if you're interested, you can go to my website. That's www.asnointia.com. You can have a look at some of the orders that you want to place. There are quite a few packages right now. And if you're interested, you can just feel free to place an order. It might take me some time to get to you, but eventually I will. All right. Take care. Stay safe. I'll see you again. Bye now.